Hello, everyone. I'm waiting for two other people to join as this is the third segment of our gratitude collab. Good morning, Wellness Betty. Oh, here's Natasha. Okay, so she needs to join. Here we go. And now we're waiting for PETA to also join and then I'll get started. So as I mentioned, this is, hi Natasha.
Hi Jocelyn, how are you today?
I am good. I am not an expert at lives, but I think I've got this.
I know it takes a little bit of getting used to actually.
Yeah, it's funny at the beginning because you're staring at yourself and you start talking and then you see names coming up, but there's no actual person that's, you don't have a face to that person that's there. So I always find that a little bit strange.
Yeah, it's interesting. You can actually turn the comments off at the bottom as well, which sometimes, it stops all the traffic coming through. So it's not distracting and they can see the workout. Looks like we got quite a lot of people joining today. This is great.
I know, it is good. If they stay, that's great. And if not, then we'll have it accessible on the page. But we're just waiting for PETA. Hopefully she joins soon. So everybody, hi. This is our third segment of our gratitude collab. And our final one, we had sort of timed it to fall in line with the American Thanksgiving. Of course, if you're tuning in from Canada or the UK, this doesn't affect you directly, but America's pretty big, so we chose it, and we thought it was appropriate for the gratitude segment because we are all very extremely grateful and for what we're able to do and able to bring to the community. So that being said, Natasha, tell us a little bit about you before as we wait for PETA to join.
Yes, thank you, Jocelyn. So we started this our gratitude collaboration. This is our third one now. Little bit about me: I mainly teach barre and Pilates and yoga, and I blend them all together for a method that I've created called the Body Barre Method, which is, as I say, a hybrid of all three, but with a real focus on mindfulness at its core and focusing on helping women feel good about themselves. Other than teaching fitness, I also do health coaching as well, which, all ties in together. So yeah, it's like a 360 approach to well-being. I don't think we can kind of have one without the other.
I agree, definitely. And I think that a lot of us in this industry are sort of gearing in that direction, right? So there's a lot more focus and attention into our whole mental health and physical well-being as well. So yeah. All right, so I wonder if
maybe if Peter's not quite managing to log on, perhaps maybe we should start and then I can keep an eye on it as well. Well, actually, I think it's only yourself that can see it, can't it? Because you started the video.
Yeah, I haven't seen her join yet, so we will get started, and then hopefully I can see when she pops in. So we should have PETA as well, and her handle is yoga_ from the heart. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And she's supposed to be joining us and moving with us today, but if if she wasn't able to make it, then that's also understandable. So we'll get started, and then hopefully she joins. And so today
I'm excited.
So as I said, I'm not the most familiar person with these lives. Can you, right now you can't see my mat, right? Since we've changed the...
If you bring your camera down a bit, Jocelyn, I think just a little bit, because obviously when it splits the screen, it just cuts it off slightly. So maybe just give it a little tilt down, perhaps. Perfect. Excellent. Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
that's good. Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Okay. So full body workout. We're working towards opening up the heart and getting you know, a lot of that gratitude that we feel for our bodies. So the very first thing that we're going to do today, sorry, I keep peeking here to see if Peta's going to join, but I don't see her yet. Okay, we're going to be starting on all fours. There is a little bit of load onto the wrists in today's workout, so we're going to try to get the back of the shoulders to work and to warm up so that it can support our movement as we move a little bit, as we add load and move forward in our sequence. So we're going to start on all fours. So hands are directly underneath the shoulders and knees are evidently directly underneath the hips. So we're going to start with a gentle rocking back and forth motion. And the reason for this is that we want to mobilize our wrists, shoulders, hips, and knees. So we're rocking back and forth. We're going to connect to our breath, a little bit of an inhale and an exhale. And here I'm going to tell you to choose your breath when you want to. Okay, there's nothing I'm going to recommend. I'm not going to get into specifics on that. But what we are going to do now is we're going to start to move one hand. So we're going to take one hand back and then one hand, same hand forward. You take it back and you take it forward. So I would say about 80% of your weight goes into the hand as it steps into the ground. And you get really light on the supporting arm. Okay, so one step back. And you want to feel this in the back of your shoulder. One step forward, one step back, one step forward. A little bit of a dump of weight into that hand in order to feel the impact right into the back of the shoulder. Okay. Now we're going to come back to neutral. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Step forward, step back, step forward and back, forward and back. And we're feeling here what that feels like to press into the wrist, to feel it into the back of the shoulder. We want support into the back of the shoulder for the work that we're going to be doing. So we're starting with a nice little warm up to condition that area. Okay, we'll go just a couple more forward and back and forward and back. And then we're going to bring the hands directly underneath the shoulders again. You're going to soften your elbows just a little bit. And then you're going to sink your sternum down. What it's going to feel like is a shoulder blade retraction, and then you puff out the back of the shoulders here, or the back of the ribs, and the shoulder blades move apart from one another. So we have a shoulder blade retraction and a protraction. Nothing's happening through the low spine, it's all through the upper spine. So sinking down, and then coming up, and then again we sink down, and then back up. And we'll go two more like that. Little dip and rise up, a little dip and rise up, and we hold, and we're going to stay kind of full into the back of the shoulders, keeping those elbow creases facing forward, so elbows are pointing back towards you. And you're going to go ahead and you're going to start to slowly bend the elbows to lower the nose down towards the ground, and then you push back up. So it's not about moving the hips back. The hips stay where they are, but you bend your elbows towards you. So this is a lot of triceps close to the elbow joint. All right, so we bend and then up and again. Elbows bend towards you and up. Good. Here, I'm going to say exhale on the way up. Okay, it's the harder part. Inhale down and then exhale up. And we'll go four more like that. Sort of prepping our triceps here for the added load that we're going to be working on a little bit later. One more time. Good. Okay, back to all fours. We're going to go ahead and take one arm up to the sky. Okay, big reach here, rotation of the spine. Take the arm down. Same thing on the other side. And then take the arm down. we're kind of light into the supporting hands. So there's a lot of weight from the lower body here. A lot of support coming from your lower body. You could always lean back a little bit, sort of send your bum back towards your heels so you can be a little bit lighter on those wrists. We inhale, rotate and reach. Exhale down. Inhale, rotate and reach. Exhale down. Good. We'll go for 2 on each side. And then last one here. Good. All the way down. Okay. We're going to turn to lie on our side and we're going to support ourselves up onto our elbow. Okay, so we've got a bent elbow. The elbow is directly underneath the shoulder. And then here in this position, you're going to want to make sure that that bottom waist is lifted. So we're not hanging out of our shoulder. We're really supported. The knees are bent. They're in front. They're perfectly stacked. And as we weigh down into this bottom forearm, we're going to lift up our hips. And then we lower back down. I want you to watch for one thing here, that arm bone here doesn't jut forward in your socket. So you're keeping it kind of back in space. Okay, so watch for that. And when you lift, you kind of want to connect from that elbow in towards your knee. So you're really activating the lower part here of your side body. We lift and we lower. It's kind of like a side crunch, but a closed chain one. Okay, we'll go for 3. And then 1 more time. Good. Okay, lower back down. We're going to take that top arm up. We've already done a little bit of rotation. We're going to bring it back into play here. Take the arm down, rotating the trunk towards the ground, and then back up and open up the chest here. And then take it down again. Back up and open up the chest. So what I want you to think about here is pivoting your trunk around the supporting arm bone. Okay, so watch how the arm bone juts back in the socket, juts forward in your socket. And you want to get this really good mobility through this supporting side here. So sort of mobility for stability. And you'll go for 2. And then 1 more time. Good. Okay. Now you're going to go ahead and bring the hand to the hip again. So we're still supporting ourselves on this side. We're going to go back. Sorry, not yet. We're just going to lift the top leg up. So the top leg will come up, knee and foot. And you're going to extend it right out. Then you're going to bend your knee and lower the foot or the leg back down. Okay, so we lift, we extend out, bend, lower down. So this whole side body here, you got the side bum, the obliques, all of that is engaging. We lift, we extend, bend, and lower. Lift and extend and bend and lower. Guys, so trying to keep that bottom waist lifted throughout the sequence and not dumping into that bottom shoulder. If your neck starts to get tired, just turn your head down towards the ground. That gives it a little bit of relief. Okay, we'll go for 4 like this. Good. Last 2, we lift, we extend, we bend and lower. Lift and extend and bend and lower. For the last one here, we're going to go ahead and lift up the hips again. We're going to take that top leg up. You're going to extend the top leg and then lower it down to the ground. Anchor the top foot into the ground. Take the top arm up and over with a big reach. And then all the way back down. Good. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So go ahead and turn over. Second side, knees are stacked. Okay, you're resting on that bent elbow here. We've got that arm bone a little bit further back in the socket. Knees are forward, perfectly stacked. We're going to go ahead and support ourselves here. We press forearm and knee into the ground to lift the hips. And then we lower. Forearm and knee press into the ground to lift the hips. And then we lower. We exhale to lift on this one. A little bit easier, I find, on the exhale. You could always try the inhale, sort of a little bit more advanced. Okay, we lift and we lower, and again. So once again, we're trying to connect the underside of the body. I call it the undercarriage, and that's what we're trying to isometrically contract in a way, because there's not a ton of shortening happening. And we're going to go for 2. Good. And then 1 more time. So you lower the hips down. We're going to take that top arm up. We're going to add that rotation. So here we go. We rotate the trunk down towards the ground. And then we take the arm up, open up the chest a little bit. And then again, we rotate down towards the ground. Take the arm up, open up the chest. Rotate down, so it's spinal rotation, but we're also pivoting the trunk around the supporting arm bone. I really look often at where we're moving from as opposed to where we're moving to. I think it's really important to know how we're moving. So we come forward, open up. We'll go for 3. And 2. Good. The last one here. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and take the hand back down to our hip. We're going to lift up the top leg. So we've got the knee and the foot lifting up. We extend out. We're looking for that lateral chain here. We bend and lower back down. We lift, we extend, bend, lower down. Lift, extend, bend, lower down, and again we lift and extend and bend, lower down. You got it. Try the inhale to lift, the exhale to extend, and then lower down. Okay? Sort of like the first part, and then the second part. And then a little pause in between as we return home. We'll go for 3. Good. And 2. Okay, last one here. Extend. Go ahead and take that top leg down. Wait, I forgot something. Come back. We're going to lift up our hip. We're going to take the top leg up. Then we extend it out, lower it down, and take the top arm up for that big, big, big stretch here. Good. And then all the way back down. So we're going to sit on our bum. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us. And the hands are going to hang back behind us with a soft bend in our elbows. So my legs are straight, and I'm going to lean back just a little bit into that soft bend. I'm going to point the toes, and I'm going to draw the abdominals in to lift one leg up off the ground, and then lower it down. Second leg comes up, and then down. So deep, deep hip flexors here for sure. A lot of quads. Okay, we lift. We need those. Okay. Good. We lift. And then down. Let's try to point the toes as you lift. And then lower down. Point to lift. And then lower down. Good. We'll go for 4 on each side. And 3. 2 more. And then last one on each side. Good. Okay. Staying in this same position, it's a little bit tricky to describe here. So I'm going to keep the left hand down on the ground behind me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach the right arm over my left shoulder, like a big, it's kind of like a yawn type of movement. And then I take it back down again. I'm going to do the same thing on that left side. So now, well, the right side, technically, my left arm reaches over my right shoulder and then down. I'm going to continue that motion, very, very sort of fluid, moving from one side to the other. So I've got some rotation, some extension in my spine. Okay, start to bend the elbow back, so we start to make it a little bit more fluid. Little spring up. We spring up, we bend the elbow as we land. Good. And make that rotation a bigger one if you can. Start to really draw the shoulder back on the supporting side, and the reaching shoulder sort of spins around towards the ground. Okay, we'll go for 4. That's it. 3. 2. And then final one. Reach and reach, and then right back to the start. Okay, hands, I'm going to keep my fingers towards me this time. And I'm going to bend the elbows, and I'm going to bend back. So like a tricep dip here, I'm leaning back. And then I'm going to spring right up. I'm going to land, bend, and I spring right up. Can you keep your triceps extended the whole time? So not extended, but on. So what I mean by that is when you spring up, sort of send those fingers back with a bit of a tricep extension and an isometric contraction. So your triceps are on the whole time. When you bend the elbows and lean back, relying on them, and then when you spring back. Okay. Back and up and back and up and back and up and back and up. We'll go 4, 3, the last one. So hopefully your wrists are nice and warm now. So we're going to get a little bit more loaded into those wrists. I'm going to turn my fingers back with an external rotation here at the shoulder. And the reason for that is I like the positioning of the wrist a little bit more this way. Okay. So elbows are bent. My feet are now flat and my knees are bent. Okay. Reverse tables. I'm going to bend the elbows a little bit back. I press into the feet. I lift up my pelvis and I come right up and then all the way back down. Okay. So think about that pelvis coming up, the hips coming up, pushing up towards the sky and then lowering down. This is super big open heart. Okay. So really opening up through the chest here. So you are in an external rotation at the shoulders, but it usually feels a little bit tight if our pecs are tight, especially pec minor. So just move within the range that works for your shoulders here. Okay, so we lift, we lower, and never let your head hang back. So you're always supporting your head when you lift. Lift and lower the elbows, bend on the way down, they extend on the way up. They bend on the way down, they extend on the way up, and we'll go for 3, and then 2. One more time. Good. All right, so we're going to shake them off for a second here just because I need those elbows, or not those elbows, but those wrists one more time. Okay. So we're going to go ahead now, shake, 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 shake. Always good to shake out the joints. And then we're going to bring them behind us one more time. Okay, now from here, I still have my fingers little bit actually on a diagonal angle. I'm going to press down into both feet. I'm going to mimic the exact same move, but this time like a modified wild thing. I'm going to reach one arm up and back. Same kind of similar motion that I did before when I was reaching back. I alternate over to the other side, all the way down. Powering into those legs to lift up the hips and reach back. Good. And again, we press, reach back. That's it. And here you're working within your range, right? So maybe that full lift and reach doesn't work. Maybe you go back to the reverse table. Maybe you just go back to the seated motion when the arm was reaching back. We'll go for 4. And we'll hold on the 4th one. Good. And this is 3. Keep reaching and lifting, really feeling length in the sides of your body. Good. And then you're going to go ahead and reach up and hold this next one. So hopefully you're not wearing any socks here. And you're going to lengthen the legs out long. Both legs go long. You're going to open up the chest. You're going to reach that arm up even higher and further back. And then you're going to lower everything down to the ground. We bend the knees again. We're going to get ourselves set up for our second side. Once again, we lift. We reach, we're still with bent knees. We reach the arm back. We're going to straighten out our legs. Okay, we're going to keep reaching that top arm up and back. Open up the chest if you can. And then slowly take the arm all the way back down. Okay, good. So we're going to turn over onto all fours again. From here, I want you to go ahead and place your hands close to the knees, a little bit closer. So we're going to reduce the range here. Sitting bones are wide behind you. We're going to spring up and we're going to send the arms back. And then we're going to land back down onto all fours. We spring up, hands reach back. We land back onto all fours. Spring up, reach back, land down. A little bit of glute activation here to support a little bit of wrist release. Okay, start to shake them out when they go back. A little shake, shake, shake. And then you land. Little shake, shake, shake. And then you land one more time here. Back down to all fours, and we'll finish how we started. We start to rock back and forth. Bring the breath back into it. Focus on your inhale, on your exhale. Be grateful for your body, for its ability to move, for bringing you here today, for all the good food you're going to eat over the weekend. Whether you're grateful for Thanksgiving or not, the American one, we already had ours in Canada in October. Okay, so we're going to go for 2 more here. And then one more time. Good. And then all the way back. All right, so let's do one nice full breath together. Sit in any way that feels comfortable for you. We're going to take the arms to the side. Give you a big inhale here as the arms reach all the way up. And then exhale to lower them all the way back down. And then give yourself a hand. Thank you so much for joining our Instagram Live. And unfortunately, Peta was not able to join today, but do check her page. So that would be yoga_from the heart. And then you'll get her first initial segment to our 3-part collaboration. And then Natasha, of course, and you'll find the second part on her page, and then the third part on Jocelyn Pelchat Pilates. So Natasha, how do you feel?
Really good, nice and open, just, yeah, really lifted. It's such a lovely feeling, isn't it, afterwards? It's nice and long. That's the beauty of it, especially when you've been at work, you know, and it's like, oh, I just need that little bit of something to open me up. So yeah, thank you.
We should probably do a little plug for this.
Go Solo.
Go Solo podcast. Yes, you do it.
No, so yeah, we all met on the Go Solo podcast, and I believe it's going to be out soon. So if you just look for Go Solo, we'll post it as well, and that's all about going solo as a wellness professional. This episode is, and yeah, it's a little interview with all of us three. So hopefully that will be coming out soon.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming, Natasha, and for everybody that came also. And then, of course, the video will be up on the page. So you'll have a good day.
Thank you so much, Jocelyn. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye.